luck, everyone.
Yes, good luck with that now. 5 years, 1,100 shows and all manner of guests. Jeremy Kyle has certainly made his mark on British telly.
But what's the man many love to hate like once the cameras stop rolling? Well, he's actually sitting right here now, so we'll ask him what he's like. In fact, it's in this book, because the first book you wrote was sort of really centred on the show, whereas this one is much more
The first one was, you know, we'd never really spoken, and we'd done sort of 4 years, and they came and they said, will you write about the show and answer the questions that people ask? And then they went, it went really well. And I went, really? And they went, yeah, it's sold, do another one. So I said, OK, but this is much more light-hearted. This is when the cameras stop rolling, and what a disaster area I really am.
So why are you a disaster area?
Well, I think people have this perception that I'm going to walk around England with a, you know, with a DNA test or a lie detector ranting at people. But as a dad of 4, I spend most of my life falling on my backside, to be honest with you. So it's been really nice to write. It's just, it's different, light-hearted.
Is it strange kind of digging into your own life when you're normally there sort of delving into other people's lives and their situations?
I was saying this to somebody the other day. I think that's what you learn. You guys will perhaps know this. You do something on television, it takes you a while to find that line between. You know, you go and do the Jeremy Kyle show and then you go home and you've got 3 kids who they don't give a damn what you've done. They want you up at 6 o'clock on a Saturday doing jigsaws, and you find that line. But yeah, me away from it is totally different. And so
I just imagine you at home with the kids sitting on the chairs and you know, sort of perched down on the side saying, you know, I don't care what you say.
It's not like that at all.
Not like that?
It's actually me sat like that, with the 4-year-old going, listen. And that's the truth, isn't it? And it's great. It's great to have that balance between doing the show and being dad and everything like that. But yeah, we've had some funny things have happened, so I thought I'd write it down.
And you, it's one of those things that if you do the show that you do and you lose your temper anywhere, then...
Can you?
Well, have you ever done?
Well, I said that in the book. You know, I was with my then 18-year-old Hattie, and I'm just going to Tesco's, and I've got out of the car, and I'm just going to go and get some shopping, and this bloke literally stands right in front of me and calls me the worst word in the world, and you think, well, I can't say anything, because if I do, it'll be in the papers. And when he's gone, she says, what's wrong with you? Grow a pair. Why didn't you give something back? And so there's a line. But I always say about people in the spotlight, there are downsides and there are upsides, and you should take, you know, the rough and the smooth. If you stand on telly every day and you have an opinion because you're asked for it, not everybody's going to like it. It's 50-50, isn't it? You'd be pretty naive to think it would be OK. So they have as much right to their opinion as I do, I guess.
I guess that's the sort of thing about you. You are the kind of Marmite presenter, really. People either...
I said that in America and they went, what's Marmite, Jay?
Oh, really?
Apparently. What's the equivalent there, then?
I've got no idea.
I know in Australia and New Zealand it'd be Vegemite.
Vegemite, yeah.
Yeah, it is Marmite. It's that you love it or you hate it, don't you? I'm always interested in the people who actually watch it but don't admit to watching it. Secret pleasure.
Because, I mean, there's all sorts of Facebook groups, like some on your side and some... I mean, some saying that you should be the next Prime Minister.
I was reading this when we were doing the book. There's something like 170 of them, and it is a split. You know, some would say be Prime Minister. 13 sites want me decapitated, 4 sites want me shot, and 3 want me sent to Afghanistan. But it's like you just think...
Well, if you're going to...
It's the way it is.
Does it ever sting, though? Because it's all very well and good wearing a thick skin in public, but do you get home and think, oh, do you know, hold on a second, I didn't deserve that, that's not fair.
I think it did early on, because I don't think that anybody at any television station, ITV or anywhere else, you know, they say to you, you're going to get your own show and there's going to be this and there's going to be that. You've no idea. You've no idea what's going to happen. So you start out and then they say to you, this person wants to, you know, we've had death threats, we've had, you know, all sorts of things. But in time...
We, as a family?
Yeah.
Or, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, how does that make you feel?
Initially, I remember the very first time, I remember sitting in our house, Carla and I, and our youngest then, Alice, was at school, nursery, and this guy rang and he said, there'll be a wreath of roses outside your door. And it was somebody at a call centre who got a credit card. They sussed it all out. It does initially, but then you say to yourself, it comes with the territory. Those sorts of things, you know, initially perhaps affect you and they're not. I absolutely know that not everybody is going to like the Jeremy Kyle show and Jeremy Kyle, but this book is about, you know, actually, this blithering idiot away from this television show is actually... I smile and laugh most of the time, which people probably... They go, oh, actually, you're all right, aren't you? Yeah, strange enough, I am, to be fair.
Carol McGiffin gave you some very good advice when you first entered the world of celebdom, I guess.
I remember going to the first ever ITV summer party, and I saw you. Everybody arriving in these limousines with blacked-out glass, and my mate took me in a beaten-up old Volvo, and I walked up, it was at Chelsea Flower Show place. And I stood there feeling like a complete outsider. I'd been doing it for 4 days, and there's Trevor McDonald, there's Philip Schofield, all these people. And she came over and she went, all right. I said, yeah. She said, two things I need you to know. They'll air kiss you. They'll get about an inch from your cheek and kiss you because they don't really care. And they'll take your number and they'll never call you. Do you want a glass of champagne? I thought it was great.
That's good advice.
Really, really good.
Very good.
Yeah,
I
didn't give you my number at that stage.
No, you didn't. But you were very nice because the first ever thing I did was here.
Yes.
And you left me a lovely note in your dressing room saying, please, I'll never forget this, help yourself to anything. And at that point, I was about that size, and Mr. Schofield was about that size, so nothing would have fitted. But yeah, my first ever show was here with Lorraine Kelly.
And how did that feel? Because that's very different to the show that...
how did this feel?
Yeah.
They said to me, will you go on this morning? And I said, I'll go on this morning, thinking we were promoting the Jeremy Kyle show. No, you're presenting it. It's in the book, Robert Downey Jr. And I just remember getting here at 7 o'clock in the morning, and this thing in my ear, and I could hear what everybody was saying. Camera 4, go. I was like, what? And then he sat down and was rather rude to Lorraine about...
Yes, he commented on her breasts, I seem to remember.
He said nice breasts, and I went, oi.
Well, he didn't actually use those words.
No, he didn't, no. And I went, oi, and the rest was sort of steeped in history, really, because I think at that point they laughed in the gallery. I hadn't planned it. And then we had Britt Ekland on, remember that? She was talking about kids going up and down on yo-yo darts and the faces like that. I'm saying that as well, to be fair.
You're taking the Jeremy Kyle show to America.
Yeah.
How exciting!
Amazing.
You know, and what a new whole sort of spectrum of people to go and shout at.
It's astonishing, and this sort of came out from ITV sort of last September, October, and they approached us and they said, "What do you think?" And we went to America and we had lots of meetings. Listen, America's incredibly difficult for anybody to crack, and there's all sorts of people watching this who'll go, "Oh, he'll fall on his backside." But ITV are going to work with a big distributor over there, and we're going to attempt to sell it to 187 television stations and start next year. And I think it's different because I think that genre has probably always been imported and never exported. I mean, we've done 1,100 shows, as you said, and the aftercare that we do, they've never had in America. So, yeah, we went over there.
I also don't think they've had such a straight-talking host as you, because they tend to sugarcoat everything.
Well, you see, that's really... I find that the most interesting, because in America I will be perceived as being calm. Springer or whoever, no disrespect to them, they bring them out, they step back, it's like a circus, right? What we do is we bring them out, you roll your sleeves up, you get in, and as I said when I was over there, then we'll put you back on your feet properly, we'll give you help. They were like, oh my God. But it was just unbelievable when we went out there. Unbelievable.
You have to know the structure of a country, the you know, the undercurrents, the feelings. So how will you do suddenly throwing yourself and immersing yourself in American culture to know what they're talking about, to know even down to the odd word, thinking, what the hell does that mean?
I would answer the first bit by saying that I think, you know, problems that we all have transcend geography, really, and I think that probably people in relationships in America and situations with family is the same as it is over here. But yeah, I was doing the promotions, and they said, just sort of look at the camera and say what you think. And I said, I'm not some weak-willed, lily-livered bloke. And he went, bloke, Jay? It's Jeremy, by the way, not Jay. Guy. And I did the Marmite thing, and I said, you know, the Jeremy Kyle show's like Marmite. What's Marmite? And so, yeah, you got to learn that, and bog, and loo, and toilet, and stuff like that. But it was an extraordinary experience.
Well, if it works, you'll be showbiz senseless. You'll be in those blacked-out limousines.
Do you think I'll ever get Twitter, though?
You may. Well, you don't understand it. Are you on it?
What?
Are you on it?
No.
No, well, I'll teach you how to do it.
I've got text, but you've got that big thing now.
to see what people say to you on Twitter.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, I can't wait.
Because our boss tweeted when we were out in America saying, can't believe I'm sat by a pool with Jeremy Kyle having a whatever. Obviously, it was non-alcoholic, Fiona, if you're watching. And, yeah, that's true. But you've got a big... What's that?
Well, I'll teach you... Oh, it's a bit of kit, bit of flash kit. But I'll teach you how to do it, no problem.
I'm useless.
In the meantime, good luck.
Thank you very much. The book's out tomorrow. Am I allowed to say we're in Croydon at Waterstones at 5:30 this afternoon?
Yes, well, I think you just have done.
Thank you very much.
No problem at all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice to see you.
Celebrity Juice, please.
Oh, yes.
Booking.
It was desperate to go on Celebrity Juice.
They said anything after America, I said Celebrity Juice, and I never get asked.
Right.
Lemon having a go at me for half an hour.
I will do Celebrity Juice. Sign that.
That's okay. How much is it?
It's a contract.
How much is it?
I'm
you
not...
don't get paid. It's all for love.
Yeah, signed.
Yeah,
Thank you very
that's
much,
it.
Steve.
He's on.
Thank you.
That's a booking.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Right.